All right, so let's get into it. This is your goal one sheet. And as I mentioned before, can be so many goals. And actually on the next video, we're going to do this exercise again, showing you that we can do this over and over and over for breaking a big goal down into action steps. The action steps can become our new goal and breaking that down in action steps. And really the goal at the end of the day is to find that action step. What's the thing that I do that I actually do, right? What are the steps, the actions I can take to achieve these goals? So just for a quick overview of this sheet, what we have here is what do I want? What specifically do I want? The more specific we can get, the more pointed, right? It's like having the coordinates of the Hilton Hotel in New York. If I just aim east, I'm going to end up somewhere close to New York, maybe, right? But if I have the specific address of the hotel, then my GPS is going to take me there. So this is like setting the coordinates of what specifically do I want. And I'm sure you've heard of SMART goals, right? Being specific, that's kind of the main one. How are we going to measure it? Is it actionable? Is it realistic? And we want to set a time frame on it. And the next thought is, why do I want it? As we talked about in our life vision, right? Having a why is so important. This is our rocket fuel. This is our gasoline to keep us going. When times get tough, we got to remember, why do we want this goal? And it's okay for everything to change too. We can set goals, and then if the why isn't so important anymore, well, then the goal changes, right? But if we really have a strong why, that's going to keep me focused on pushing forward towards this goal. So the line would be, have a why that makes me cry. So you're going to write out your why. Next, remembering that it's the who gets the how done. Who do I need to be? What type of person would achieve this goal? So I'm going to write down all the characteristics of the type of person I need to be in order to achieve this goal before we get to the how. Because again, the how is out there, right? We can Google the how, we can YouTube the how. There's lots of hows. But if the who isn't developed and aligned, then the how's not going to happen. It's going to be hard, right? From there, how? Write down all the ideas which would move me forward closer to this goal, right? Just jot down lots of bullet points, all these different ideas. These are all the hows. From there, we want to analyze our list, right? Because this would be like a to-do list. And I don't know about you, but I have tons of things I can do. So I want to look at that list and start asking myself, right? From my above hows, is there anything that takes 2 minutes? If I highlight a few things that can take 2 minutes, I can block off 20 minutes in my day, knock off all my 2-minute, send a text message, answer this email, pay my credit card bill. I can knock off all these little 2-minute things in one little block of time, right? One time chunk, it's called. Next, is there anything that I can delegate or automate, right? Can I have someone else do it? And then lastly, so if once I get my 2 minutes out of the way, I get my delegation, automation out of the way, then it kind of leaves me with me, right? What are my action steps? So I want to ask myself, what gets me more of what I want? What gets me closest to my goal the fastest? So I'm going to analyze my hows and really choose that sweet, most juicy, most powerful how action step. I'm going to circle it. This is it. This is my next move, right? So I choose one item and then I schedule it. When am I going to do this item, right? Scheduling it makes it real, okay? We recommend put it in your calendar, invite accountability, tell someone, hey, I'm going to do this on Sunday at noon. And please text me Sunday evening to see if I did it, right? Follow up with me. So invite some accountability on this action step. All right, so moving into the example, here I have like a bigger goal. And I'm going to go through a number of examples on these different goal sheets and hopefully giving you a taste of like different ideas, different ways to attack this. Again, they can be bigger goals or they can be smaller action step goals that have their own action steps inside of it, right? So my big goal is to have 2 new paying clients at $3,000 per month by January 31st, 25, right? So it's specific, it's measurable, right? I'm going to measure when I make that 3,000. It's actionable and realistic, right? I can take action on it and it can happen, and it's timed. I have a deadline to it. So this makes it like really real. And something to remember with timing it is, if you don't do it, if I don't do it by January 31st, but I do it June 1st, or I do it December 2025, well, I still achieved it, right? So it's just to kind of put some pressure on and to make it real, but nothing to beat ourselves up over if we don't do it, right? Just by doing these exercises and focusing on it, this is what's called manifesting, right? I'm thinking about it, I'm working towards it, and maybe that due date, maybe that timeline is pushed back quite a bit. There's a handful of goals I achieved years later, but guess what? I was focused on it, I was working towards it, and I achieved it. Maybe 2 years late, but I achieved it, right? That's the ultimate goal, huh? So next, why do I want to achieve this, right? Because, maybe this is difficult. Maybe money is not important. I don't know. So why? Why do I want this? Well, I wrote down, and this is just like a free write, right? Try to be as passionate and colorful as possible. So I feel like I'm suffocating without cash flow. I currently have a scarcity mindset. I want to be making movements, making things happen, empowering people, being generous with my abundance, right? Traveling, leading. I'm worried, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I have small thinking right now, I'm lacking self-esteem. I want to attract a mate of my desire from a strong and empowered state. I need to be back on top of my game, back to kicking ass, back to producing and feeling abundant. Right? So it's a pretty powerful why. That's like, okay, Elliot, let's go get those 2 new paying clients at $3,000 a month. Let's do it now this month, right? All right, who do I need to be to achieve it? What type of person achieves 2 new paying clients at $3,000 a month? Well, I need to be focused, disciplined, healthy and energized, persistent. I need to believe in myself, be committed to my goal, be a people person, have conversations, open, talkative. I need to be excited about the subject, focused on the mission. And my mission is spreading the teachings of meditation and life design for more peace and fulfillment. I need to focus on that mission. If I'm that person, I'm probably going to achieve my goal, right? So I want to focus myself, focus my energy on developing or monitoring or developing my focus, my discipline, my health, being a people person, talking to people, right? If I am that person, then I'm probably going to be taking action to achieve my goal. And now the how, all right? What can I actually do to achieve this? So I can get people on the phone. I can make 5 to 10 calls per day of people in my network, get more content posted, 2 per day, start TikTok posts, more ads, new angles, new ads by this Friday, watch pitch training video, right? So a handful of ideas, again, a to-do list, of course, it'd be great to do all those things, but just kind of brainstorming right now, building all the different ideas of how I can achieve my goal. So moving forward down the paper here. Out of that how, again, I can look at anything that takes 2 minutes, anything that I can delegate, but then it leaves myself with me and my action. What's the most important thing? What moves me forward to my goal the fastest? And I decided, get people on the phone, make 5 outreaches per day. If I'm doing 5 outreaches per day, which is something I can do, right? It's probably going to drum up some business. And this is my most important thing. All right. I'm going to choose one item. Well, that is one item, but I actually also chose watch pitch videos tonight because before I get those people on the phone, I need to know what I'm telling them, right? I need to watch this how to pitch video so I'm comfortable with getting people on the phone. So again, this is a great example of like no super correct way to do it. It's all just an exercise for you, right? I didn't follow it perfectly here, but the idea is that my action step is to call people. In order to do that action step, I need to know what I'm saying. So I'm going to watch the pitch video tonight. So that's also kind of my action step, right? And so when am I going to do this? Well, I said on Wednesday, I'm going to do 5 outreaches. On Thursday, I'm going to do 5 outreaches. On Friday, I'm going to do 5 outreaches, right? I schedule it into my calendar. On Friday, from 12 to 4, Elliot, 5 phone calls, right? I'm also going to set new ads, put new ads on Facebook Friday at 12. All right. I'm going to watch pitch videos tonight. Right. So here it drummed up a handful of action steps. I schedule it. Again, it doesn't need to be so perfectly aligned. You can see I'm a little bit all over the place, which is a great example. That's how this goal setting is, right? It's a big goal, lots of things to do inside of it. The point is boil it down to your most important, your most potent items, put it in the schedule. And then the last thing would be I would call my accountability group or call my friend and say, hey, I want to make 5 outreaches on Wednesday. Can you ask me Wednesday night if I did that? And that accountability is going to really help keep the pressure on. And now I have to, answer to someone. And again, if I didn't do it, all right, great. Now I can tell them, you know what? I was busy this day, tomorrow, right? And then I better do it tomorrow. And if I start to not follow through on my action steps, I'm going to start kind of being embarrassed or just be an excuse maker. And maybe this goal isn't for me, right? Maybe this isn't my path and I need to refocus my coordinates, reset a new goal, because for some reason I'm not going that way. And that accountability is going to help either keep me focused or show me that this isn't for me, and I can set a new goal. No problem, right? This is a big life, lots of things going on, but this is one format, one way to really get aligned and boil down what is that action step? Who do I need to be? Why do I want it? And if I achieve it, then life's good, right? All right, your turn. Fill it out.